Alright, so pretty much, guys, I'm just gonna get long story short with this because I'm pretty upset about the ending. I don't know about anyone else who's seen this season finale of Daryl Dixon, episode 7, season 3. Okay, oh my goodness. So basically, Daryl and Paz, they go on to Alcazar, and so Daryl and Paz, they go to Alcazar, and here they are trying to get Justina. This ends up happening pretty much, being the fact that they got in there being some supplies for the little ceremony thing that they was having in Alcazar for Justina's person to be picked or whatever, right? Someone did pick her, by the way, but yeah, that didn't last. She had ended up grabbing a knife because she realized Daryl and Paz was there for the rescue, and everything. And Paz was able to get Alina to come with her, and that was so cute. That was so special. She met her son and whatever. She was like, "Oh, well, I see why you didn't want to leave, whatever, whoop-de-whoop." So they rescue them, y'all. Hallelujah, right? Okay, that was a great one. They get out of there and they burn it down. Pretty much they burnt it down. And so now we're back in Solaz Del Mar, right? Area with Fide, angry ass because, okay, excuse my language, but ass. And so he's pretty much being a butthole. He's mad, y'all. Excuse me, I'm freaking walking. He's mad because sorry, y'all, Antonio done called him out in front of everybody. And so now that he done called him out in front of everybody, he feel like it's war. Alright, so he got Antonio, and he got his people like Sergi and them to hang him up by the arms up on this thing that they basically torture you on, and he's hanging on this thing, y'all. And so Carol drove up but they didn't know Carol was in the car. It's Valentina's 2 little boyfriends, right? And they say they gotta call it this and this and that and the third, right? And some supplies or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And or they gotta talk or whatnot. So they pull up in there, and then that's when they see Antonio about to be put on the thing. And so they wait, because Carol was ready to, she cut loose. She was like, she ready to jump up out there then with all the people and everything. They was like, no, wait, we're gonna wait until they go to rest, they go to bed, going on in. So once they went all in, they went and got Antonio down. Now they got him down, they freed him from the thing. You know what I'm saying? He got ooh, y'all, it's a deer. It just crossed the street. Lord help me. Y'all pray for me. I'm walking in the dark. So yeah. It's a walking dead. Okay, so anyway. Then boom, y'all. Okay, so Carol gets Antonio down, and Valentina's boyfriends, they helping her, and they get caught getting Antonio down, right? So they start shooting at them, and they run away. They hide for cover. When they hide for cover, one of the Solaz Del Mar people let them in to hide. But Fide, angry ass, he gonna sit there and boom, tell them to let the dogs out. Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Let the dogs out. So the dogs found them or whatever. And so they find them where they hiding in there. And didn't get away. So they got them tied up. But as they're tied up, they get let go. They get let go of because, honey, I'm just saying, it's a deer in the woods. So Fide lets them go, and she's all like, I'm just saying, honey, let me turn. Sorry, y'all. I can't even turn on my flashlight for the heck of me. But this is a dark area, so I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm almost too late. Anyways, he's like, yeah, y'all are free to go. Yeah. So they walk by Sergi, pacing towards him slowly, like, what is this? What's the catch? Why is this so? Why is he changing his mind this by now? So they're like, okay, and then they step out. Basically, Fide's like, not gonna get too far, and whatever, because they got Roberto chained up to Valentina's two boyfriends, who are dead, but haven't woken up from the dead yet. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. So they gotta get him and take him out of the thing, but they don't have any weapons, y'all. They don't have nothing to kill off Valentina's two boyfriends who turned into the dead. And I'm like, dang, oh man, come on, I thought it was gonna end like this. And so nah, somebody had a strong heart, a good heart, and threw a knife down to Carol. It was like, boom. But nope, I think Fide or one of his people shoots the knife or whatever. Meanwhile, in come Daryl, Paz, and Justina, y'all. They coming in, and Justina's like, he's a liar, telling everybody Fide's a liar, that she didn't volunteer to go there, boss the Blasey, whoop, she came in like a straight Wolverine, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, boom. And so his mom was basically confirmed. It was confirmative to his mother, and she's just so disappointed, y'all. She got that distraught face on, like, oh my God, this what you were lying, So anyway, then, it was going down. Before this, it was going down. Daryl was capping. Carol was like, finally, yes, my partner. You know what I'm saying? She was my partner. Okay. She got it in. You know what I mean? She wasn't playing. And I was just like, yay. I'm like, yay, yes, let's do this. It's always good to see some goodness going on. That the bad didn't overcome the good. Anyway, look at that spider web. Oh my God. Wow. Don't want to get caught up in that. Anyway, carrying on. We're getting close to the end, y'all. And so they get Fide. Everybody knows now that he was lying for real. And being that, they took him to lock him up. And they didn't kill him. They just locked him up. He was in trouble. But somehow, fortunately, this is gonna tear y'all up because it teared me up. After all of that, Daryl and Carol are ready to go to America. They're there with Antonio, and I think Paz was carrying along, and they partners now. Everybody, Antonio and Roberto, Justina, they about to go. They about to go to America. Bump sales them, right? And boom, Valentina and them. So they, y'all, let's walk. So basically, after they're packed up and everything ready to go, Daryl was like admiring the night, I guess, y'all, the night. I guess they were gonna leave in the early morning when the sun was out or whatever to set sail, because usually at night currents are more strong. But anyway, I don't know who's to say. Just depends on the weather, really. I think on a calm night, whether the current should be fine. But they don't know how to sail at all. He even asked Antonio, does he know how to sail? And Antonio's like, not by a long shot, pretty much. And I'm just like, can we get to America with the weenies? Y'all, like, can we get to America with the weenies, please? Boom. No, we can't. Because, boom, Daryl trying to admire tonight, and here go Fide behind him. So you think that you just finna leave? You tear up my place, you mess up everything, and you think you're just finna go home? Like, yeah. What you thought? Hello? So, here we go. He got the gun, and then he throws some kind of like bonfire thing in the boat, y'all. In the boat. Wow. What? Oh my God. Oh, why? Why? You know what I mean? So, my emotions were everywhere. You trying to, why you ain't just killed him? You know what I'm saying? In the first damn place. He wasn't gonna let you goddamn go. Oh my God, I was so upset. Y'all. I was devastated with them. I was crying. I was like, oh my God. And then at the end, you know what I'm saying? They had like a little, in memory of, I believe, this lady that was a part of the casting and everything. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Was this why we're happen to be in sorrow right now? Because this is horrible. I was just so sad. And, yeah, so, my condolences to that. But my condolences to that, for real. But at the end of the day, y'all, this ending of this season finale was horrible. I'm like, no, we're supposed to be going to America and make it with the weenies. Golly. So we didn't make it. No. Oh man. Yeah. But also, Daryl kept having some like visions, of his childhood. In the beginning, I didn't show y'all that on the Contrabando episode 6. I didn't show y'all that, but he was like dreaming before he woke up about his little past. It was horrible. He was like running away from his dad, beating him and stuff, and his brother is screaming, "Go, get away!" Like blah blah blah. I could take it. Blah, blah, blah. Go. And yeah, and so in this episode he had a vision again of that. And when he had woke up the first time in the other episode, he had got up and sat by Paz and was talking to her. And then she was just like bringing up the fact that like he'd been hurt before. He lost somebody. He was like, I've lost a lot of people. And I'm like, yeah, he lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then she indicated like, no, like, but they all hurt differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I thought about it like, yeah, that's quite true. They do kind of hurt differently, losing people. But yeah, y'all, that's really all there is to it. I'm hoping that like there's like a continuation to this soon. Rather than later. Like I had to wait a whole felt like a year before this this season came, and now we're like tormented by this ending of them not even being able to leave Spain. So we're gonna have to just see, right? Come on, Daryl and Carol, you can make it to America with the weenies. All right, thank y'all for watching. Please be sure to subscribe and like, y'all. I appreciate all your support, and peace out.